Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Time for Tea 144. If you're new here, my name is Monse, and if you're returning, like always, you are a real one. Thank you for being here, okay, for coming on back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Okay, don't forget to hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. So I'm gonna straighten my hair, okay, because I don't think I'm gonna do makeup or anything like that right now, at least, because I do have errands to run. But so you guys, I think I am about to turn this channel into a Spanish one. I've been sitting on it, and that's just what I keep getting, to turn this channel into a Spanish channel. So this is going to be my last video in English. I'm not going to be uploading them in English no more. I'm going to be uploading all of them in Spanish. Every now and then on the channel. So this could be significant, okay? So hold on, let me just finish explaining and then I'll tell you. So every now and then on this channel, I get guided to read cards, right? To do like a spread, but in Spanish. If I'm picking up on energy, but in Spanish. I start to immediately, like, it just happens. I don't even know, like, I'll start, like, my last video, I started that video in English. And then, I don't know, I, like, started speaking more and more in Spanish, which led me to turn the video into a Spanish one. So, I do have another channel where I do reads in English, okay, Cosmic Creation 144, if you guys are interested. But on that channel, I did tell you guys that I wanted to start a Spanish channel, okay? I am Hispanic, as you can know. I speak Spanish, I speak English, whatever. So I was like, hey, you know what? I don't want to leave out, you know, my only Spanish speakers as well. So I was like, let me start up another channel in Spanish. And so I've been sitting on it for a couple of days. And the more and more, I'm just feeling guided to turn this channel already into a Spanish one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to feel what I'm being guided to do. I'm just going to be obedient. Thank you, Spirit. I'm just going to be obedient. Okay? So this could be significant for you. Okay? This could be a situation where you're like, why do I feel like I want to do this, but I've never done that before? Or I don't know how it's going to... But wait, I already put effort into starting the channel. Like, for example, I'm going to use myself as an example, okay, for you. Like me, I can say things like, damn, I started my channel in English, and midway through all the hard work that I've put in, I'm going to turn the channel into Spanish. Everybody's going to unsubscribe because nobody's going to understand, or nobody's going to do this. You know, like, people are going to be like, oh, I don't know what the fuck, you know, they're talking about. So we're going to unsubscribe. And maybe that's what needs to happen. Hold on, guys. Right? So it's almost kind of like you're like, oh, fuck, I have to start all over again. Yes. Yes, you do. And this is very significant. Starting all over again is not just with whatever it is that you have created, right? For me, for example, right? I've been doing my videos and everything, like, slowly but surely, because we started off rocky. If you've been with me this whole time, you know what the fuck is up. Hold on, guys. Right? Like, if you've been with me from the jump, you know that I always come on here and I tell you guys, like, fuck, I haven't been able to love. I'll normally have like 3 videos already recorded, and they won't go up. They just won't go up. For whatever reason, it'll cancel my upload. It did, like, I was just having like a really difficult time. 444 as I'm saying that. But this could be, it doesn't matter, you guys. It doesn't matter if you've invested 6 months into something, right? And you feel the need that, like, you feel like spirit is calling you, your intuition's telling you, like, nah, we gotta flip it. It's not working out because you got the right idea, you just don't have the right ingredients. Thank you, spirit. Right? Like, you have the right idea, like, okay, you want to start a cooking YouTube channel, right? But spirit's like, okay, that's cool, that's a very great talent to have, but you're not only gonna cook on that channel, you're also gonna show people how to plant their herbs in the backyard so they can have this garden with tomatoes, right? And basil and cucumbers and onions and all this other potatoes, like all this other stuff, right? So now you're teaching people how to cook, but you're teaching people how to cook from things that you have grown in your own backyard. I don't know why I'm getting that. So this could be that type of situation. The same thing that's happening for me, right? I'm like, damn. And to be honest, I almost threw in the towel on this channel. I just quit recording. I just started investing all my time in my other channel. But then I realized the reason why it's so fucking difficult to upload these videos, or why maybe my videos get, you know, they don't upload or whatever the fuck, is because I'm speaking the truth on motherfuckers. Right? And people don't want to be exposed. People don't want, you know, when we go through these spiritual awakenings and these attacks and these spiritual attacks and all these kind of other shits, right? When we go through situations like that, when you start to see, when spirit starts to show you, and your intuition's like, nah, not that friend, that ain't the one. That boyfriend, that ain't the one. That girlfriend, that ain't the one. Your mama, she ain't the one. Your spirit, your intuition starts to become louder and louder and louder, to the point where it's impossible to ignore. You see what I'm saying? So then you start to speak on it. Yeah, I had a mama that was da-da-da-da-da-da. I had a brother who was a bitch. I had a sister who was a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you start to verbalize everything you went through. And that's what the enemy doesn't want. That's what the devil don't want that. These dark spirits don't want that. Because these dark spirits are attached to these people that come for you. Why? Because you carry light, right? And that's not what they want. So you speaking up about it, it's triggering. It pisses them off, right? So they're going to do anything and everything they could possibly do so you don't progress. Thank you, Spirit. So you don't progress. And now I'm hearing, ain't no stopping us now. Yeah. So again, if you have already started something, okay, if you have already started something, thank you, Spirit. Spirit just reminded me of something that I wrote down. Okay. If you have already started something, right? And there's like something in the way that you can't continue to do, pay attention. That you can continue to do what you already have been doing. Pay attention. Pay attention to what it is. Ask God. And you will get answers. Because that's what I did. I asked God. And the more and more I asked, the more and more I just felt guided to switch this channel. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch the channel. Maybe there's somebody that clicks on my videos when they're in Spanish only. You know what I mean? 911 as I'm saying that. Maybe there's somebody on my channel that is like not in a state of emergency, right? I'm not trying to scare anybody, but maybe I think I've posted maybe like 3 or 4 videos in Spanish, and maybe that person, right, saw those videos and were like, oh damn, but they speak English. Oh fuck. They posted the one that I just saw was in Spanish. That resonated so much. But now she's posting 2 more, but they're in English and I don't understand. So I can't help that person. With that 911, that means that I can't help that person. Okay? if you see my videos in English, right? If you see my videos in English and they resonate with you, head over to my other channel. In that other channel, I get a lot of downloads from Spirit, and I also do a spread. I don't only do a spread, I also pick up on energy, and sometimes we'll talk about it. Sometimes I won't even do a spread and I'll just talk. Okay? So if you're like, oh damn, she's gonna do everything in Spanish now, I won't understand shit, head over to my other channel. Okay? Head over to my other channel. Because with that 911, we all need help and we all need guidance. Thank you, Spirit. We all need guidance. And that's what these videos are meant for. They're meant to guide you, for you to be able to make the correct choice, the best choice for you. I'm not here to tell you what to do, because I can't do that. I don't know your situation. I don't know what you've been through. I don't know what you're creating, right? So, oh shit. So maybe that's the situation for some of you, okay? Also, before I started this video, I was just listening to frequency. Before I started the video, I was listening to a frequency, and this thing popped up on my phone, and it said, God already forgave you. It's time for you to forgive yourself. It doesn't matter. I don't know. That's what I'm going to title this video. It does not matter. Because it doesn't. It does not matter who you were in the past. It does not matter what you've done in the past. It does not matter. How do I put this? I don't know. Okay. I'm not trying to offend anybody. And most definitely, I ain't judging nobody. Because I know sometimes when we are in these situations, we got to figure out for ourselves, for survival. You know, now I'm hearing, because it's hard out here for a pimp when they're trying to get the money for the rent. No. Yeah. What's that movie called? I just heard Get Rich or Die Trying. That's not it though. So you know what I'm saying? Like, get rich or die trying. Like, you're out there and you're doing whatever it is you need to do to survive. To buy yourself a fucking sandwich. Right? And so you're like, nah, I was working the streets. I was selling some stuff. No, man, I was really deep in these streets, you know, drinking and whatnot. I was lost. And I didn't do things. I didn't do the right things, the correct things. I didn't do 1313 as I'm saying that. I wasn't a good person. God doesn't care. You want to know why? Because God knows what's happening behind the scenes. Thank you, Spirit. Behind the scenes. God knows what's happening behind the scenes. So, for example, right? If, like I've always told you here, you know, the kind of mother I've had, the kind of siblings I had, you know, how it was being married to a narcissist for a year, an abusive narcissist at that matter. You know what I'm saying? So your girl left home when she was 15. What the fuck is a 15-year-old doing out in the streets? Right? Let alone trying to survive, right? So yes, you could definitely say I did things that I'm not proud of. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's the thing though. God knows that even though I was doing those things, God knows that I was doing those things for survival, right? Because I prefer to live on the streets than to live under the fucking roof with my mother. And God understood that. Why? Because he knew that she was my number one attacker. She knew that I was eating shit, living with her, like they were tormenting me on purpose. Like I was their joke. I was their source of fun. Like they gained so much joy and pleasure in watching me squirm. Right? So I got sick of it. So I decided to fucking run the streets. I was hopping from couch to couch. I was homeless. I didn't have a place to live. I used to live in the parks, or I used to sleep in park benches. Mateo. I used to sleep in park benches. Sometimes I would go 3-4 days without eating. You know what I'm saying? All so I won't have to live with her. But see, separating myself from her made her squirm. So because I wasn't there for her to siphon off of my energy, what happened? She started attacking me. Well, while she's out in the street, may she be in lustful energy. May she not eat. May she not this. May she not that, this, and the other. Right? Because a parent that is going to take care of their child, their 15-year-old child will never be running the streets. Right? And so, Spirit knows that that's the reason why. So again, God knows what's going on behind the scenes. And God knows that eventually the veil is going to be lifted from your eyes. And you're going to see clearly, clear as day, I'm hearing. Clear as day. Clear as day. And you're going to realize that the ones closest to you, the ones that were supposed to comfort you, the ones that were supposed to love you, the ones that were supposed to have your back, are your number one enemies. Are the ones that are jealous of you, are the ones that are attacking you, are the ones, Spirit says, those are the ones, right? They are your number one attackers. The ones that are closest to you. And so when the veil finally lifts, right, and you start to see these people for what they are and what they've done, don't get me wrong, it hurts. It hurts like a son of a bitch, right? But you're free. You are free. And so officially, thank you, Spirit, you've become, wow. You guys know that I do not do reads on this channel. And Spirit, I told you, you have become free. Spirit says you're free. And I look over and look at my deck. This deck that I have here. Look what's on the bottom of it. Hold on. Look what's on the bottom of it. I can't make it up. So this is what I'm saying. You have free, you surrender. You're like, I give up. I give up. I give up. I'm tired of living on the streets and having to do whatever it is I got to do to survive. And I'm tired of these motherfuckers. I'm tired of what you did. You surrender. Thank you, Spirit. You surrender. That moment that you surrender, and you tell Spirit, I'm done. Spirit, I surrender. I hand this over to you. God, please take the wheel. I'm going to sit on the passenger side and I'm going to chill. And I'm going to wait for you to do whatever it is that you need to do. Spirit's like, cool. It's time to roll. They're ready. She's ready. He's ready. And that's exactly what you do. You throw yourself into this spiritual healing. So I don't want no one here, okay, thinking like, oh, God doesn't love me because, for example, I used to do such and such for money, right? God doesn't care about none of that. Why? Because God knew that eventually you were going to switch it up. God knew that eventually you were going to turn your life over to Him. Stop it. God knew that eventually you were going to turn your life over to Him and you were going to devote yourself to Him and be obedient. And I mean, let's be real. Being chosen, being in this journey, that doesn't, like, your life more than likely wasn't a cakewalk. It wasn't a walk in the park. It wasn't a beautiful day. No, absolutely not. Not at all. I know that some has suffered more than others, but at the end of the day, being chosen, it's not an easy task, but it's definitely worth it. You have to decide what that is for you. Is it worth it? Are you able to forgive yourself for any and everything that you've done in the past? Are you doing anything to change that? Because sometimes we say, fuck, God doesn't love me because I'm eating shit. And if he supposedly loves us all, then how come I'm eating shit? Then how come he's allowing this, that, and the other to happen? This is why. I just told you. Not until we step into this journey, you start to really, like I said, thank you, Spirit, you start to see clearly, right? So now it's not like, gosh, God, how come you allowed this to happen? I suffered so much going through that. Now it's like, I understand why. I understand why I went through that. I see clearly now. I see the bigger picture. That, my suffering, that suffering that I went through, makes sense now. 21, as I said that. Now it makes sense. You see what I'm saying? Like, you start to see clearly, you start to see the bigger picture. And yes, I know that you're like, but damn, you have no idea what the fuck I've been through. You have no idea what my life has been. Like, what the hell? I've told you guys my situation, dude. You know? And I'm not saying like, oh, my situation is so much worse than yours and this, that, and the other. But the situation that I've lived in my life, sometimes there's people that don't recover from that. There's even some that put an end to it themselves. You know what I'm saying? And you and I, we didn't do that. We're still here. We're still progressing. We're still moving forward. We're still here. Two, as I'm saying that. We are still here. So that means you have a purpose. You have a purpose. There's a reason why you're still here. And yes, like I said, whatever situation you've been through can definitely be damaging. And they can definitely bring up old wounds and childhood wounds and things like that. Of course, for sure. I'm not saying that that's not a situation, right? But Spirit is saying, don't make it your situation. Does that make sense? Like, okay. Spirit said it's kind of like a rite of passage. Almost. Right? Because more than likely, if you're on this journey, you're somebody who's loving, caring, kind, compassionate, sympathetic. You care about others. You're the kind of person that if you see a little old lady carrying her groceries to the car, you're like, no. I'll help you. The other day, and I'm going to give you an example. The other day, I was about to go pick up my kids from daycare. And there's like a grocery store like right next to the daycare. And I was like, let me go to the store before I go pick up my kids. That way when I get home, I can make them dinner and whatever, right? But I have a tiny little car, and literally the back seat is just it only covers my car seats. I have 3 babies. But when I was leaving the grocery store, there was an older man grabbing all his bags from the cart. He had like 4 bags. And he started to walk. An older man, a senior. Okay? And I saw him, and I even said it to myself. I was like, if I was able to, I'd put him in my car and I'd drive him home. I was like, but where am I going to put him? Because like I said, I got a tiny little car. This man was like massive. And he had his bags. right? But I had to go get my kids as well. So this is another thing too that, thank you, Spirit, why Spirit probably is telling me to tell you this story, because this is also some type of situation where you Spirit needed you to learn to have boundaries, because Spirit knows you're that kind of person, right? Like the story I just told you. How this is a perfect stranger. I had no idea, but my heart is like massive that I was willing to put this little old man in my car and take him home so he wouldn't have to walk with these bags of groceries. You know what I'm saying? I would never allow that of my dad or my grandfather, or you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So because Spirit knows you're like that, Spirit cannot give you like any type of abundance, right, for yourself, because Spirit knows that you're going to share it with the wrong people. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, my mom was a douchebag, but here, Mom, here's a brand new house. Yeah. Yeah, my past person was like doing voodoo on me and love spells and all this. But hey, you know what? I heard that your car broke down. Here's some money. Go buy a little bucket. And no, that's not how it works, because it's due to these people that you were at a certain point in your life how you were. Right? And so now the tables have turned, says Spirit. It's time for these people to experience the same thing you've experienced. And not only that, they need to experience it, and they need to do exactly what you did. The work, the healing work, the shadow work, facing themselves and really looking in the mirror. And whoever the fuck these bitches are, they don't like what they see. So they want to piggyback off of your hard work and labor. And that's not how it goes. That's not, honestly, you know what this is giving me? I did a read yesterday. Hold on, guys. Okay. So I made a video yesterday for my Cosmic Creation channel. It's called, I put, someone's going through a tower, but you cannot save them. Okay? So when you go through the spiritual awakening, I feel like this is, I'm picking it up here again. So when you go through these situations, right? So when you go through this situation, right, Spirit will put your boundaries to the test. Spirit will put you to the test every single time. By what? For example, right, if your mom was the one that was narcissistic and growing up in a very narcissistic and mentally abusive home, right? But maybe now you know that you're going through the spiritual awakening and you've done the healing and you've come up on the other side, right? And you're in a peaceful place. Bam, your mama calls you. Yeah. I got kicked out of my apartment and I don't know where to go. Daughter, please help me. Because your mama, she already knows what's up. That all she gotta do is, maybe there's two people. It's maybe your mama and somebody else and a sibling. Okay? And your mama already knows what's up, right? She's like, calm down. All I gotta do is turn it on, pretend to cry, and they're gonna fall for it. The collective's gonna fall for it, right? So your mama calls and she's like, yeah, I'm losing my apartment. I don't know where to go. I'm gonna be on the streets. And that's where it kicks in. And Spirit's like, all right, what are you gonna do? I already showed you what this person did to you, okay? And you've been doing the work. So let's put the mama in front and see how the collective reacts. I feel like if you say, "Oh, Mom, come live with me," you're about to pay this. Your mama will pay karma, and you'll pay along with her. So basically, you're gonna be paying for broken dishes that you didn't even break. Okay, but if you say, You know what, Mom? I'm sorry you're going through that, and may God bless you. But you cannot come and live with me. How dare I'm your mother. What kind of daughter, what kind of son are you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry you feel that way. You don't have to engage in the attack because they're going to attack you. Why? Because they're going to make you feel guilty. Why? Because they are that shitty. Thank you, Spirit, because they don't understand boundaries. They don't know what the fuck boundaries are because they over jump them. It's like, you have boundaries, okay, I don't give a fuck, and they continue to do whatever it is that they do. These are people that have, I'm hearing loyalty. These are people that have no loyalty. These are people that have no boundaries. These are people that have no respect. These are people that just don't give a flying fuck about anybody else but themselves. But, oh, God forbid you choose yourself, right? So it's cool for them to choose themselves and attack you, right? But it's not cool for you to do it. Right? You can't do it. So then they call you a bad daughter, a bad son. How could you have no heart? Because you're leaving me out in the streets. So go back to that moment when you were out in the streets. What you had to do to survive. You didn't call your mama like, Mom, I'm in the street, please give me money for a sandwich. Nah, you figured that shit out. You see what I'm saying? Thank you, Spirit. Wow. So you see what I'm saying? Like, you figured it out. However it was you did it, but you figured it out. You figured out how to survive without asking for help. And maybe now at this point in your life, you're that kind of person, right? You're the kind of person that you can be going through a fucking hot ass mess, but nobody will ever know because you learn to hide it so well. And you learn how to scratch your back on your own. You don't ask nobody to scratch it for you. And these bitches, they need assistance. They need somebody to help them to survive. Because they don't know how to do it on their own. Because in order for them to do it on their own, they have to surrender. They have to surrender and they have to free themselves. And that also includes staring at themselves and doing the shadow work. And they don't want to do that. Hold on. Yeah, so they're being forced, but they don't want to do it. Right? Again, like I said, they're like, wait a minute. Collective already woke up and they already did the work. They already did their shadow work. So all we have to do is go in there and cry a little bit and we can hop, we can piggyback off of them. And right now that, collective already did the work, more than likely God's going to bless them. So when God blesses them, we're going to be there to reap the benefits. And that's where they're wrong. Well, I mean, that's up to you, right? That's up to you. Because you have free will. You're entitled to do whatever it is you want to do. I can sit here and tell you don't do it because you're going to get karma and things are going to get worse and this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, when that situation presents itself right in front of you, you're going to be faced with that difficult decision. And maybe it might be a difficult decision. It might not be. It could be difficult. It might not be difficult. You can be like, the fuck you want, right? Or you can be like, oh, okay, mommy, okay, come and live with me. Come and live with me. I don't want you to be in the streets. Only you know. Only you know what your decision is going to be. But, so it's basically what it is. They want to come in and piggyback off of you. Because, again, you've already done the work. And then they don't have to. It's like you being like, okay, it's like you have a best friend, right, at school. And you guys always been friends, but you know that your friend's a little lazy. She doesn't like to study. She don't study for tests. She don't do homework. She don't do none of that shit. But when it's time to get to class, right, she's like, did you do homework last night? And you're like, duh. Because you're that kind of student, right? And you're like, duh. She's like, oh, let me see. Let me copy your answers. That's what it is. It's just like that. And I just saw 444. That's exactly how it is. That's literally exactly how it is. Okay, that's exactly how it is. It's like, that's exactly like, oh, collective already did the work. Okay, cool, let's go. It's time to roll. It's time to go in there. And so now, not only Spirit is testing you to see if you have boundaries with these people, okay? Spirit also wants to see how you're going to handle it. Because maybe before you were a rah-rah, right? You were like, fuck that, whoa, 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 da-da-da-da, right? With your mama, with your brother, however, whoever it is, right? And maybe Spirit has already shown you that that's not, you know, to like control, thank you, Spirit, to control your emotions. You know, maybe you have a mouth, right? That mouth can do damage. Hey, I'm right along with you. I'm not even going front. Like, yes, I have a motherfucking mouth and I know what to do with it. 555 as I'm saying that. But yeah, you've changed. I've changed. We've changed, collective. Okay? So somebody might want to come in, again, thinking like you're still that same person that you were 3 months ago, 5 months ago, a year ago. When, no the fuck you're not. And this could be a situation, right, where they're like, oh, you remember every time we told collective this, they would snap and they would act crazy. So let's go in there and cry. And if, whoa, I'm literally seeing people like, like it's like a huddle, like they're gathering and they're like making a plan.
Doctor, what time is it?
What time is it, Anthony? Hold on, yo. I'm literally seeing people like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, thank you, baby. Like people gathering, like planning how to come to you, how to come towards you without you. Oh, you could be in the Queen of Swords energy. You can be in the Queen of Swords energy regardless if you're a guy or a girl. It doesn't matter. But you could definitely be in the Queen of Swords energy. Like, yeah, this is definitely, if you are resonant, we are 37 minutes into the video. If you resonate with this video, I suggest going over to my other channel. I'll put it in the description. I always do. But it's the Cosmic Creation 144. And the very last video that I posted of the tower. It has a picture of the tower. That's the video. I feel like this is very much point intended. It's related to that video. So yeah, these could be people that are like planning how to come in, right? So they're gonna be like, oh, boo hoo hoo, and you're like, yeah, I'm so sorry, but you can't live here. And then they're like, okay. So then it's like, okay, so we're gonna go in there and cry. If that doesn't work, we're gonna do that one thing that we always used to do and that used to trigger them. You remember? Right? Yeah. And they do it and you're just, this is you. You okay? Oh, okay. Anything else you want to say? And they're like, oh my God, you guys, I'm literally seeing somebody enraged from the inside out. So from the outside, right, they're going to be able to control their emotions, control their face, their expression, right? And they're like, okay, well, that didn't work. So now plan B. Let's push that button and watch them go off. And they push that button. And you're like, what's going, like, you're confused. You're like, what's going on? You guys okay? Well, they're like, well, thanks for visiting. I got shit to do. So God bless. Be on your way, please. Thank you very much. I just heard don't let these people in your home. Whoever, because I said it's time for you guys to go. Immediately I heard don't let them in your home. Do not allow these people in your home. Whoever the fuck they are. Do not. They come to your house, you open that window. Yes, can I help you? Oh, okay, I'll be right out. And give me 50 feet is the vibe. Queen of Swords energy. right? I feel like you know who these people are, and because you know who these people are, you are going to be, again, in this Queen of Swords energy, very protective of yourself, of your energy, of your home, of your kids, of your, just anything, when these people come around. Okay, and for those of you that have yet to realize it, the faster you realize it, honey, the faster, the better. Because otherwise, you're going to just keep going and going on this. You're going to be on this hamster wheel forever, says Spirit. And again, forgive yourself. It doesn't matter what you did to survive. Spirit, okay, let's say you were a stripper, right? But you were a stripper because you had a baby to take care of. And during the day, nobody would take care of the baby because you needed money to buy a babysitter. But you didn't have the money for a babysitter to get a regular job during the day, right? And maybe at night you did have somebody. I'm getting somebody, yeah, that would leave their baby at night. That would leave their baby at night so they can go through that. You might have even just like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. I hope y'all know what I'm saying because I don't want to say it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you did that, right? And you would go and you would strip and make fast cash and come right back home. Just to make that easy money. You weren't doing none of the shit that like the strip club had to offer, right? The strip club offers a lot of shit. But you weren't doing none of it. You know what I'm getting? What movie is that? The Players Club. The Players Club, right? There was, what? There was, I forgot, Diamond, right? She was a stripper. But she didn't do, like, when she first started stripping, she did do this, that, and the other of the shit that the club had to offer, right? But then after, she's like, nah, I have a goal. I have goals. I know where I want to be, and it's not in this motherfucker. So, she switched it. She stopped drinking. She didn't do none of the bullshit that the club had to offer. She showed up, stripped, and did what she needed to do and went home to her baby. She was a single mama, okay? Not only that, in the morning, she would go to college because she wanted to be a reporter, a news reporter. That's what the fuck she wanted to be. And that's what the fuck she became. She quit the strip club. Well, she blew it up, but y'all be knowing, okay? So, I don't know why I was getting that. So, this is what I'm saying. God doesn't care, right? Because, look, in the movie, right, you can say he blessed her and she was able to become that reporter. Why? Because Spirit knew that she had a pure heart. Her intent was not evil, wasn't malicious, wasn't none of that. It wasn't wicked. She's not wicked. Right? It was like by any means necessary. Why? Because I got to put food in my baby's mouth. I got to take care of this child. Right? Because in the movie, like, her baby daddy, like, needed space, so he picked up and dipped. And then her second dude was rolling around in bed with her cousin. Right? That's also a situation too. You could have been in a relationship with the wrong person, and you could have been like, why God, why every time I come into union with somebody, it always doesn't work out, and this happens and that happens and shit just goes left. What is going on? Now I'm a single mom again. I'm a single parent again. What is this? What is that? And it's because of these people. Understand that. Understand that it's not you. And you start to think like that. You're like, maybe it's me. Maybe it's not them. Even though maybe this person picked up the bottle. Or maybe this person picked up like gambling addictions, right? But you don't see it like that. You see it like it's you. Because that's how these people want you to perceive yourself. Okay? And also the reason why is because they could be sending you the incorrect people. So you, again, stay in this cycle of this hamster wheel. Okay? Because they need you low vibing so they can siphon off of your energy and they can continue to progress. My bad, you guys. I don't even know where I left off. My kids were like acting a fool. But at the end of the day, like I said, the decision is yours. I'm going to give you an example. The other day, in my other channel, I was talking about spiritual warfare. How your girl was being hit with a lot of spiritual warfare at this time. And I started praying, meditating. I did everything I needed to do, right? And I think that happened 2 days straight, that I was getting hit like hard, right? And I was like, what the heck is going on, Spirit? Like, and I was like, and this is why, thank you, Spirit. And this is why I say, if you don't know who or what to do, right, about your situation, pray, meditate. You're going to find the answers. Because that's what I did. I was like, Spirit, what is going on? Dude, like I literally felt like a fucking train had ran over me, then reversed, then ran me over again, then fucking reversed again, and just ran me over one more time just in case. That's literally how I felt. Like, okay, I just felt like shit, right? I was even gonna go to the ER. But then I was like, nah, I know what the fuck this is, right? So I started to cleanse. I cleansed my house. I did like a cleansing ritual. I did all that. And then the next day, literally the next day, I'm brushing my teeth in the living room. I'm sorry. I'm brushing my teeth in the living room. I don't know, something about your living room could be significant. But I was brushing my teeth, right? And I had my phone in the bathroom. I was brushing my teeth with my kids in the bathroom. And I had my phone facing down, so I saw the light flash, right? Normally that happens like when someone's calling me or I get a message. And it was a call. I was like, who called me? And I looked at it, and guess who the fuck it was? My bitch ass mama. If you don't like the way I talk about her, click off. Because I'm going to talk about her like that every time. That's who it was. But she only called me enough for the call to go through. But she only called me enough for the call to go through. What did she want? She wanted me to call her back. Asked me if I did. Y'all know a bitch didn't, because I don't give a fuck. That's where I'm at. I don't wish her... Honestly, I forgave her, and I let her go already. I honestly let her go a long time ago. Okay? So, for most of the people that I know that came for me, it's not hard to, like, not talk to them ever again. At least for me. I don't know how it is for you, right? But for me, it's not a difficult situation. So I didn't call her. I was like, this bitch really thinks I'm gonna hit her back. But I can guarantee you, she was only calling me to see if whatever she did worked. That's why she was calling me. Because surprisingly enough, right, when I was feeling like shit, when my house was surrounded, you guys, I didn't know this, okay? So the night before I felt like shit, I was in the bathroom and I come out and I look up and the lights in my hallway has like a cover up, right? That cover up was full of flies. I've never seen something like that a day in my life. It was packed with flies. My son was like, oh yeah, flies like the light. I was like, okay, that's cool, but not like that. And then so we killed them, right, and everything. And then my son goes, let's look at like the other lights in the house and the living room and the bathroom and the rooms. And the one in my room was the exact same way. It was covered in flies, right? And then the next day I walk out of my house and there's like a puddle.
No, por here.
No, no. There's a puddle of ants. You guys, when I say puddle, because it was like a massive thing of ants, literally right outside my doorstep. I know ants don't represent any type of witchcraft or spell work or anything like that. So what I'm saying is, like, I feel that those ants were protecting my home. Okay? So I see the ants. I go run my errands. I'm gonna put my hair in my face, y'all. I run my errands, right? I do everything I have to do, and then out of nowhere, I was like, bro, why do I feel nauseous? Ugh. I felt nauseous. I felt like fainting. Like I would stand up and I would immediately sit back down because I felt like I was gonna faint, y'all. Okay, and I felt nauseous. I felt like throwing up. I ended up throwing up a little bit. I was like, what the hell is going on? And then my back started to hurt. My back started to hurt even more. And then it went down my spine. Okay? Not only that, my womb was killing me. My womb was killing me, you guys. Like, it hurt so bad that the pain was like from right here and it would go all the way around to my spine. And then my womb hurt so bad that the pain started shooting down my legs. Okay, like when I tell you, you know what I ended up doing? I went outside because normally the moon shines literally right on my porch. So that's what I did. I went outside and I threw myself on the floor on my porch because I have carpet there. So I threw myself there. I put on some frequencies and I just started praying.
Okay.
I started praying to Archangel Michael. You know? And so I did take some meds, right? Because like I said, I didn't know what the hell was going on. Until, again, God showed me in the spirit what the fuck was going on. Because I asked, and then literally the next day, this bitch called me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. This is what I'm saying, you guys. It's real. Spiritual warfare is real. So, do not get discouraged. Because these people are going to really show their ass. The more and more you stay away, the more and more you protect your energy, the more and more you want nothing to do with them, the more and more they're going to attack, the more and more they're going to come for you, the more it's going to continue up until Spirit says, okay, you've learned your lesson. You've learned the boundaries. You've learned this, you've learned that. Very well done. Now it's time for them. Now it's their turn, Spirit is saying. I do feel though that it's not for everybody. Okay, it's not for everybody. I feel like not everybody is in this energy. For those of, like, you know what, because we're all on different timelines, right? So you know right now what timeline you're in. So this message is going to be exactly for that. If you're like, girl, please, my mama would never, and then you find out later that your mama did, is what I'm saying. So you might see this video now, and this is just a warning, because we did see 911, right? This might be a warning for future situations. I know I'm getting that. And if you are resonating, then this is happening in real time. you're about to see all the motherfuckers fall. If you did exactly what you needed to do and you were obedient, and these bitches already tried to come back and you were like, bitch, back the fuck up off me. And you were in your Queen of Swords energy, regardless if you're a guy or a girl, and I just saw 444. You are divinely protected. They can't come for you. And they're gonna come because they don't want to experience this tower. What they want is that they want to, whatever tower they're about to go through or they're already going through, they want you to come in so you can go through the tower, and they don't got to. This, you know what I'm getting? Like somebody piggybacking on you, right? And you're like going through this fucking tower, this massive tower, but you're bringing everybody with you on your back. That's pressure you do not need. You are not responsible for other people. You are responsible for you. And that's that. Hell, Spirit says you're not even responsible for your own burdens. Right? Because Spirit always says, give me your burdens. Give me your problems. Give them to me. Because Spirit doesn't want you to stress. Spirit doesn't want you to worry. No, he doesn't want that. Why? Because you have a purpose, you have a mission. And in order to be on this purpose and to take to make this mission happen, you can't be stressed out. You can't be worrying about shit. 555 as I'm saying that. Yeah, you can't. It's time for a change. So do not feel guilty. What did it say? God already forgave you. It's time for you to forgive yourself. Do not feel guilty for whatever the fuck you did in the past. That is gone. It's done. And God is not saying, oh yeah, you remember the time when you were a stripper? Yeah, so because you were a stripper, you can't work for me. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay? I hope you guys like this message. From now on, my videos will be in Spanish, y'all. Okay? I'm so sorry if you are disappointed. Like I said, head over to my other channel. And para todos los demás, all my videos in the future will be in Spanish. Okay? Todos los videos de ahora en adelante van a ser en español. Okay? Bye.